Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Portia Wheatley. I am the founder and the president of a nonprofit organization acknowledged as Trophy of Life Incorporated, and we have the great pleasure of rendering hope and encouragement to the whole wide world. Well, let's bring in our co-host.
Hello, everyone, and happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, yes,
My name
yes.
is Takira Swan, and I am so happy to be here with you all today.
Thank you. And we will welcome our guests momentarily. I tell you what, I am so excited. This is, like you said, Kira, this is Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. And I am excited about it. But I got to tell you, let's do this first. First, I want you to remember to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. And we really thank you thank you to those who've already subscribed and are spreading the word about Project 365, where for
Yes.
365 days we are committed to bringing you words of hope, encouragement, and inspiration, coming from all different backgrounds, all different situations, all cultures. No topic is off limits. We're going to go in for it because somewhere around the world, someone is dealing with a particular situation. So we want to make sure we address as many as we can. And one more thing before we release the floor to Marie, guess what happened today? Today is Valentine's Day, right? So I was going through some papers that I've had for years and years and years. Well, you say, well, why didn't you throw them away? But they were like important papers that I had to shred. But I stored them up in the attic, and I decided, okay, let's go through this stuff. But today, this morning, I said, let me start going through it now. I started going through it, and guess what I found? A letter from my husband. A letter. And it was, and guess what the date was?
What?
February the 14th.
Wow. Wow.
2000, year 2000.
Wow.
Can you believe it? I sat there and I'm like, God, you're so awesome. God, you're just so awesome. You are so awesome. I'm telling you, I was so excited. I'm like, wait a minute, am I looking at this date? And it was it wasn't a card. It was just a letter talking about how much he loved me.
Wow.
Isn't that special?
That is
awesome.
amazing.
Okay. I'm in my world. Anyway, okay. Today is Valentine's Day, and we are so happy to have our guests with us today. And today I wanted to take time to spotlight, or shall I say, just encourage whether it's men or women who've had to take care of their spouse on this special day. Even though the love is still there, and some may not understand how you can get through times like that, but love comes in so many different forms. And this particular time, at this particular time, on this day, we've chosen Marie Jenkins to come and share her story of saying I do, what happened after I do, and she still says I do. So at this time, I would love to release the floor and the platform to you, Marie Jenkins. Welcome to the platform of Project 365, and share with the audience some hope, encouragement, and inspiration.
Absolutely. Well, first off, thank you guys for inviting me, and happy Valentine's to you both. I was surprised that Aunt Portia chose me because, sometimes you don't think of yourself as the beacon or spokesperson for certain things because you just living. This is just everyday living. But I can understand where you have to think sometimes that your life can be an example for somebody else or an encouragement to somebody else. Because people ask me questions all the time about how do y'all do it? Mine didn't last that long. This happened after we got married and I can't deal with it and I don't know how to. First, I must say that marriage is amazing. Yeah. Let's get that first and foremost. It's amazing. And secondly, it takes work. So while we're all happy to get into the white dress and share with friends and family and, all the excitement of the honeymoon and all of that, after that we live. And sometimes it's hard. As Aunt Portia said in her write-up, which was so amazing. I was like, she talking about me? Oh my God. Recently had to deal with my husband had a stroke, and it did a couple of different things for our relationship, and for me personally, in my prayer life, my patience. Child, let me tell you. So Raymond and I have been married for, I think this year will be 7 years in September, but we've been together for nine years. And true story, when we first met each other, I told my girlfriend I didn't like him. He was too nice. He wasn't for me. We end up meeting each other again later on a dating website, strangely enough. And the rest is history from there. We went out, we started talking, we enjoyed each other's company, we laugh at each other, we laugh with each other, and we have fun in our relationship. So when he had the stroke, it had to be the most scariest thing that I've ever had to deal with my partner, because I promise you, what happened is he woke up in the middle of the night, like he normally does, went to the bathroom, and then I heard this loud crash in the bathroom. I came in and he was on the floor. And I said, what happened? He was like, I don't know. I was, using the bathroom, and then I was on the floor. I don't know. So that panicked me, number one, because I can't help it. I don't want to do, he's, heavier, bigger than me. I can't do much. But he got up and he said, I'm okay, babe. I'm okay. Like most men will do when something's wrong. They'll tell you it's okay. But us as women and wives, we know it's not okay. And we try to let them have their way for a minute. But the second time it happened, I said, okay, no, something's wrong. Let's go find out. And grace be to God that we got into the hospital in time, that it wasn't worse, because he had lost a little bit of movement in his left side. He spent a month in the hospital. So I'm in the house by myself. I'm used to him being there. I'm used to us, our everyday routine. Me yelling at him to get out the bed and go do something with himself. And because we're at home at this point in quarantine. So it was hard being by myself. Thank you for having family that, checked on me, church and actual family checking on me, like, are you okay? Do you need anything? What can we do to help? And that in itself was a blessing. But it is hard when your partner is not able to do what they normally do. And then when they're as stubborn as my husband and want to do it and know they can't, and trying not to be, how should I say, like a mother, but being a wife, and saying, okay, babe, we're going to take our time, and you have to give it time, and let him get, and allowing him to be comfortable with the fact that he can't do it and that he needs help. It is so hard. And this is usually the time when most people in their relationship, like, I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. I'm tired of having to do everything. I'm tired of having to make sure you take medicine. I'm tired of having to pay all these bills by myself. I'm tired of me being the everything. But that is so much a part of the relationship. When your partner is down, you have to be the superhero in that moment, to let them know that they are safe. They are able to be vulnerable. They are able to come to you when they need help. Even if they don't want to, you have to make it a safe space for them. And most importantly is the time where you realize that I must really love you, because I wouldn't do this for anybody. I wouldn't do this for anybody. I would, at this point, if I were, say, in my relationship years, when I was 25 or younger, before I even get married, this is not what love is. I don't think this is what it's supposed to look like. We're supposed to be, that fairy tale, everything is sunshine and roses, and nothing happens. That was usually your initial behavior, but this is the time that it really tests your relationship. It really makes you understand that you have to do these things out of love, not because of obligation, but because you love them. Your words in the write-up when it said for in sickness and in health, it really meant in sickness and in health, because not only is he dealing with not being able to do the things that he wants to do. I personally have my own personal things going on. I still have to go to work. I still have, I had surgery like the year before he had the stroke. So my eyes are not 100%. So I'm taking care of myself and I'm taking care of him. And everybody kept saying, Marie, you got to make sure that you're eating. You got to make sure that you're doing the things for yourself so that you don't get sick and taking care of him. And I can't tell you, it's been hard, but it has been a joy having him back home, because that is my partner. That's my homeboy. He's my everything. Well, under God. But it was hard at first being by myself. So my sister came over to the apartment, and it's not the same. Yes, me and my sister, my older sister, are really close, but it's not the same. We won't laugh at the same things that me and my husband laugh at. We won't, have the same, we have arguments. Don't get me wrong, we have arguments. It's never always perfect because we are two strong-headed people. He want to be right and I want to be right. And I know I'm right. So these things happen, but it is so hard to actually say, okay, I want to do this, not I have to do this. And the only thing that got me through it is prayer. Let me tell you, day and night, Lord, because not only did he have the stroke, I had just changed jobs. So my insurance had switched and they were telling me, oh, we're going to send him home because you don't have insurance. And this was 2 days after he was there. And I was like, oh my God, what are you saying? The man had a stroke. He can't even move his left side. Why are you saying? I was at 100. And so I ended up, God worked it out. I say, Lord, I don't know how we're going to do this, but something's got to give. I don't have the money for it. And he can't come home because he's not ready to be home. And you're going to make a way out of no way. I don't know how. And unfortunately, I promise you, I called the insurance that I had with my old job. And they said, oh, you're covered till the end of the month. Excuse me? I called that hospital with the quickness. Can y'all call Blue Cross because we have it? And they said, oh, okay. Well, we'll set him up. I can't tell you how it was. And I know my neighbors probably think I'm crazy because I be in there having a whole church service. I was so over the moon. I was like, Lord, you show up just when I need you. Just when I need you. Then the lady said, well, when he's coming home, he's going to need all these things. He's going to need a walker. He's going to need a bench for in the bathroom. He's going to need a cane. He's going to need these medicines. They sent a bag of stuff home. Let me tell you, a bag of stuff. Medicines he got to take 3 times a day. He can't be in, by himself. He got to make sure he's, using a walker. And my husband is stubborn. He thinks he can do everything himself. And so no matter how much I tried to tell him, babe, you got to take your time, do this. You're diabetic. You can't eat everything you want to. And I'm not giving you the stuff because I don't want you to eat. You have to control what you eat, how much you eat. And I'm trying to keep him on point. And all he can say, I don't want to do this. I don't want that. I don't want this. And that's the time you want to say, well, okay, then, the insurance is paid up. If you trying to go on to glory, let me know so I can set myself up. But in the midst of it, I kept doing what I had to do. I kept making his doctor's appointments. Literally, the man was living like he was getting 3 meals a day. He was, getting his medicine on a certain time. I was hopping out because I'm working from home. I'm like, guys, I got to stop for a minute. I got to make sure he gets to the mobility van so he can get to therapy on time. So I'm running back and forth up and down the stairs. And so in the whole time, he kept saying, babe, I don't know what I would do if you wasn't here. He was like, I don't know he's like, I don't have it right now to show you and tell you, but I hope you know how much. And that alone is payment enough. That alone is the thing that makes you go when your partner actually appreciates what you're doing for them, and knows that you're not doing it just because we've had friends that have argued, broke up, gotten divorced, all these things. And they keep asking us like, I don't understand how y'all do it. God, number one, and holding each other up no matter what. Because when I was down and I was home for a month, he was going to work. He was doing the laundry. He was making dinner. He was telling me, babe, you know, you can't lift that. Take your eye drops. So I had to show him the same love he showed me when I was down. It's a give and take all the time. And you never stop working on that. That is what is going to get you through it. Don't think, and whatever you do, do not compare your situation to somebody else's. Do not. And I find a lot of people compare themselves. Well, this person doesn't do that. When I talk to this person, they said this, what they do. What works for you may not work. What works for me might not work for you. What you have to do is find what works for you. Talk to each other constantly, constantly. Talk to each other. If you're upset about something, don't hold on to it. Get yourself together, because like me, I have to hold my lip for a minute, get my thoughts together, because if I say it right then and there, it's going to come out the wrong way. So I had to put myself together, put my thoughts together, and then say to him how I feel about it, and get how he feels about it, so we can get to that common place. All these things I think that we've been practicing all this time has led up to us being able to deal with this. Because if we didn't have those basic principles of communicating with each other, of understanding each other's, little quirks, of laughing when when things go wrong, that is so important. Laugh at each other. I promise you, laugh all the time. It helps. Because as soon as he came out of the hospital, he was like, okay, you can call me old man now. I got all the equipment for it. So we laugh at each other all the time and pray with and for each other. Pray with and for each other. I have to have my own little prayer session, because sometimes he be like, you be getting too deep and long-winded for me. And halfway through, I'm like, what is she praying for now, Lord? So we each have our own little prayer time, but we always make time to pray with each other. And I mean, that has been the foundation of what has kept us, like I said, going the whole time. It has been hard, but I would not have done it with anybody else. Would not have done it with anybody else. And even he was keeping me motivated sometimes. Like, babe, I know it's hard. Let me try and do something. Now he's not on the walker. He uses a cane. He barely uses a cane now. He has a brace on his knee that helps him, to walk around. So he's doing a lot more. And I was so used. I had already gotten into the routine of making dinner, making breakfast, taking out the trash, cleaning the house. And he's like, I can do something now. I can move around. Let me do something. I'm like, oh, okay. So he'll take the trash out when he's going to therapy. He's like, you don't have to follow me down to the bus. I know you're going to look out the window to make sure I make it, but I'm going to be okay. I'm like, okay. So it took me a while now. I'm gradually now getting back to the place where I have to kind of surrender some things back to him, so he can start feeling like the head again. And he can start feeling that position that he hasn't been taken away, or he doesn't feel less of himself. Because I know sometimes he said, well, I can't do this for you. And it's not about that. It's not. While I do appreciate gifts, I do appreciate, you paying a bill or two. I get it. But at this point where we are, it just so happens that the responsibility is mine, and it doesn't make him less of a person. We still do the things that we used to do. We still, I try to as much keep some semblance of normalcy, so that it doesn't feel like I'm trying to take over or control everything.
Good.
Which is
that's really good. Something you said was, do as much as possible that would allow him to maintain his manhood.
Yes.
That means a lot. Not taking away everything from him, and definitely not using your words You,
Yes,
with it being Valentine's Day, you can use your words to empower or to tear down. So
absolutely.
one way or the other.
Absolutely.
And then even your facial expressions can tear down as well. So, been
Yes.
there, done that. So, you want to, for those that may not have had a spouse who had taken sick since you said I do, but maybe it is something where you just don't get to the point where you really appreciate him. Let me tell you, if he's down, don't knock him down any farther. If she's
No,
down, don't knock her down any farther, because when they're gone, you're going to regret what you did. So let me
you
tell you,
can't.
treat them like you're supposed to treat him, and let God take
Absolutely.
care of everything else. So what do you do to take care of you?
What do I do to take care of me? Let me tell you something. So I'm addicted to Hallmark. I'm addicted to Hallmark. So I do Hallmark. I sell my jewelry because that's my time. I have fun talking to my customers when I'm selling jewelry. I
And what
would
jewelry do
bake.
you sell? This is your moment. What jewelry do you
Oh,
sell?
I am an independent paparazzi consultant. I am the CEO of
Okay.
Island Gem 64 and the leader.
No, where are you? There you go.
I actually, yes, I actually built a team, and my team name is Island Treasures. So anyone that's interested, please hit me up. I
We'll
got you.
make sure we'll put that in the chat room. We'll put that and
Wonderful.
post it.
But yeah, so I sell jewelry, I bake, I watch Hallmark, I
Oh, wait a
harass
minute,
them
wait a
every
minute,
now and again.
wait a minute. With the baking, believe me, you would want to get some of her baked goods. So, I bake, but I do it on the bootleg side.
On
Um,
the book.
no, I take that back. Rewind. I do that, but I don't do it as a professional. I haven't gone
Listen,
to school for it. Did you go to school for it?
no,
Yeah, but
that's
you
the
really
funny thing, Portia. I did not go to school for
okay.
baking.
But I don't
Uh,
do it as often as I used to.
so when Raymond got sick, I hadn't been doing it for a while, and
Oh,
then my team lead from paparazzi, when we had the convention, she said, Marie, I need you to make some cupcakes. I'm gonna have some people over or whatever. And strange enough, when I did it, she said, girl, they over here asking me what bakery I got this from.
see,
I was like, oh, okay, tell them the kitchen at the corner of the Alameda and the
you.
hood.
But it's amazing. Now, one more thing. Let's go back to a moment of that insurance. I
Oh,
tell you what,
listen,
when my husband was in the hospital, and I didn't have a job, he didn't have a job. And of course, with cancer, he needed insurance. And
yes,
somewhere out of the clear blue, God raised up someone, whoever that was giving us like maybe 300 a month. And then they
uh-huh.
thought that's not enough. Then they raised it to 500 a month. And to this day, I do not know who that person is.
That was nothing but
So
the
I'm knowing
Lord.
nothing but God. So when we say I do, and we live what we're supposed to live as a wife or as a husband, and we do what we're supposed to do, God takes care of the rest.
Listen,
So I just want them to know. I want people to know, when you say I do, live by those vows, because you make those vows
always.
before God.
Always. I think it's the most important thing because I find like a lot of and single people ask me all the time, like, well, how do you do it? What is so good about it? I mean, I I don't know. I don't know how to explain because there's no particular formula for it.
It is
It's
not
just that you have to take seriously what you decided to do because at the end of the day, you could have said no.
true. True. Well,
You could have said no. So you
yeah.
actually made this decision, whether you prayed about it or not. You made covenant with this person,
Yeah.
and if you make covenant with them, God is going to work out the rest. Whether that's who He intended for you to be with, if you are faithful to what it is that you committed to, He will turn it around to work in your favor. Point blank, and the period.
Yeah.
There's no other way to explain it.
Yep.
You have to go in with the open mind, like, I am not here to change this person, and they're not here to change me. We are putting two people together that want to build on top of what we already have. And in order for us to do that, there's going to be a lot of compromise. There's going to be a lot of saying no's. Because, like, I promise you, I want to hang out with my girlfriends, but I'm married.
I'm married. Right, right.
I'm
Oh,
married.
that's a whole nother segment right there.
Listen,
But I'm
yes,
telling you,
I'm
let's
married.
do what God has called us to do, and let's make it happen. And I really believe with all my heart that this segment here is going to bless so many people around the world with spouses that are either
Yes,
sick, that have taken sick since they said I do. And
yes.
it is our responsibility to get this information to them, because they're wanting, they're saying, I can't do this. How do I do this?
It,
So this information here coming from a true testimony,
yes.
true experience of that particular situation.
Patience, 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 prayer, prayer,
Yeah,
prayer,
yeah,
and more patience.
yeah.
Stay the course. Know
Stay the
that. Stay,
course.
yes, stay. Wake up every morning and say, I love you. I
Mhm.
still love you,
Still
no
love you.
matter what. I
Mhm.
still choose you. Since the day we said I do till the day we are in the dirt, I still choose you, no
Yeah,
matter who is out there or what is out there. This is not my excuse to give up on
right,
my vows.
right.
Just because you can't, where you can't, I can.
Yep, yep.
Where you feel
It's
less of,
teamwork. It's teamwork.
yeah, yeah. What you feel less of, I have more for you.
Yeah.
Even when I didn't think that I had, I was like, I promise you, this was one of my prayers. Lord, I don't have any more to give. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm doing everything and I don't know what else to do. And I went to sleep, but I woke up the next morning and did exactly what I was supposed to do. Here's your medicine. Here's
Mm.
what you need to eat. Did you take this pill? Did you
I know it
eat?
takes God. It takes God.
It,
It
it
takes
is
God.
it is definitely, don't get discouraged. When you don't have enough, God has it for you. You just gotta make sure and stay patient and say I love you all the time.
Yeah.
He sometimes he's like, oh my God, you are so annoying. I said it already.
Wow, look, let's hear from this single woman over here. But you never
Yes,
know, she may even know someone who's going through this situation. I say, you never. That's the thing. Even if you don't watch it now, or you started watching and it's not a topic for you, you may know
right,
someone. Share it
right.
with them, or
Yes, yes,
you may get married later. God forbid. But if it happens to happen with you, you already know. I've heard from Marie Jenkins, and if she can do it, I can do it. You got it,
yes.
Takira.
All right. Well, Marie, so appreciate you coming on to share with us today. One thing I can say about you is you're so strong, and I'm just so proud of how gracefully you've dealt with everything. And
Thank
you're
you.
such a strong, beautiful woman inside and out, and I appreciate you so much. Um, and one thing, because I am the single woman on the panel today, one thing I have learned from watching married couples, both of you, is that love really is selfless. Um, I don't know how selfish people can do well in a marriage, because you have to really stick with that commitment, and whether you feel like it or not, or whether it's convenient for you or not. So with your situation and people in your situation, one, I commend you for still doing what you're supposed to do even when you don't want to,
Yeah,
because you do love that person for who they are and who they or what they mean to you, because a lot of people don't do that these days, especially the young people. They just want to rush to get married, and then they're like, I don't like you anymore, so we're gonna get divorced. Like, really, they do. It's like, no, you don't work for me right now. And I'm always an advocate for don't stay where you're not happy. But marriage isn't always going to be something that's, like you said, sunshine and rainbows.
yeah, it's
And
not.
right. And you gave some really great points today about communicating constantly. Like, constant communication is key. That's what you said. And
Yeah,
however you and your partner, whoever's listening, communicate whatever's best for you, and whatever communication methods work best for you. If you continue to do those consistently, when things happen, maybe even not as drastically as your partner getting sick, but when those tough times come, it'll be much easier to laugh at it, to not laugh at it, laugh with your partner, like, oh man, this is tough, but we're getting through it together, and getting to really know your partner, like you said. And one thing I really, really like, because I don't know how people do this in their relationship, or how they operate, but you said that you guys pray together, but you still remember to pray separately, because you're still you're still that person.
Right.
You still have that relationship with God, or whoever you serve, whoever's listening. But Marie, she's a believer. So she still has that personal relationship with God. And then she also remembers to pray together with her partner to God. So I just want to encourage any couples, especially anyone going through this, because I know it can be tough. I do know some people, of course, who have had to take care of their spouse who's gotten sick. My mom is one of them. And I think it's so key to not only keep yourself lifted up in prayer and to pray for your spouse as well, but to pray with your spouse that's sick, if possible, because that makes everything so much better, and God will help you get through it and give you strength and encouragement. And another thing I really liked, and I also believe this is something that every marriage needs, okay? So I feel like in a marriage, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm single. So you have two people who are together and they're married. I always think it's great when the couple has a great support system, but I think the individuals separately still need their good support systems to lift them up. So when you have that disagreement, when your spouse gets sick or something doesn't go your way, you have that good core of people around you who are healthy for you to also contribute and build up and help you with your marriage as well. Not, to tear down. Because, if you have the negative Nancy's all around you, we're like, girl, he's sick, you need to get up out of here. No, that's not, how would it be if you didn't have your support system? So I encourage all couples, have a support system or a safe place for both of you, but also have that safe place and support system for yourself. And just remember, on this wonderful Valentine's Day, whether you're married or not, love is selfless. Seriously, love is patient, love is kind. Like, all those things are really true. Like, we, it's cliche, but when you're in it, it really means a lot, and it makes a big difference. So if you're married or not, take time this day just to be just special and kind to someone today, because everyone is a human being just like you, and treat people the way you want to be treated. You want to have something nice done for you. You like nice surprises, if you do or not, I don't know. But treat someone else with the love and kindness that you would want to receive yourself. So that's what I have to give today on this wonderful Valentine's Day.
Yep. It's so special. Love is just so special. And then especially, you can't give away what you don't have. So
yes,
right.
You really have to learn to love yourself, love yourself, and then it's easier to love others. And we already know God loves us. So, let's just share that love that God puts in us. And life becomes so much easier to live. So,
and I also think, unfortunately, when I think about it, I think about the love that God has for me, in spite of who I am, what I've done, where I've been, what I'm still doing, because let's be clear, we're not perfect.
Right.
He still stays with me. He still does for me. Even when I don't know that I need it, he provides it. So if you think about the love that you have with God and you express that love in your relationship, this person wants the same unconditional love and respect that you're getting from God. They want that too. They want to know that you're going to love me in spite of my flaws. You're going to love me in spite of, where I am, what my circumstances. And if something should happen, you're going to still be there to, help me, to support me. And I think that's the thing that makes it so incredible, because when you think about how much God loves you, if you show that same love to somebody else, my goodness, I tell
Yeah,
you, a
yeah.
lot
We
more of
become
us
Showing
would still,
love.
we become
yeah, a
love
lot of us
agents.
would still be married.
Maybe let me get that laugh out. You're right. You're right. You're right. But love is so special. It is so special. Uh, and it's the different okay, matter of fact, we got 60 seconds.
Okay.
So no, that's for me so that I can like shut up. But love is just so special, and you just want to talk about it. It can make you feel so good. It
Yeah.
warm and fuzzy. But in it really, love is a great component, a great attribute, a great characteristic, a great. It's just so wonderful.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you go out, everyone go out and become a love agent.
Oh,
Yes.
I like it.
Love agent, because you're representing God in the earth. So when I
Yeah.
say go out and be a love agent, that's not anything that's unlawful. I'm saying from God, the God love that He gives us, that we are to give others. So on that note, I think that is it. I got to go back and read my letter again.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes, that is so,
that is so
listen,
That's so,
awesome.
isn't
that
it
is so
awesome?
sweet. I love it. I love it.
Okay,
I love it.
okay.
See,
Well,
if
on
that
that
was me,
note, on the other note, on another what were you gonna
I
say?
said, if it was me, I'd probably put the note in the drawer so that I could read it every Valentine's.
I can't believe it's from 2000. I
Yeah,
just took it upstairs in his handwriting.
that's good. He
That's
meant to tell
amazing.
you today, especially. He wanted to tell you today. He
Exactly.
loved you.
Exactly. Exactly. In spite of.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I love you. I love you, Takira. I love you, Marie. I love you, audience. And we shall see you back here again tomorrow. God
Love you
bless.
guys. God bless.